July was actually the second slowest month we've had so far in Milton this year. You can see here. So somebody recently asked me if I could do a market update for Milton. So this one is for you, and also anybody who's thinking of buying or selling in Milton. You might find it useful, and if you need help, you can contact me there. Okay, so let's get started with the stats. Sales are down. Sales are down. Prices are down. July was not a good month if you are on the seller side. For the buying side, it's finally a breath of fresh air because now there is less panic in the market. July was actually the second slowest month we've had so far in Milton. But the key thing to note in this chart is the gap between active listings and number of sales. It's widening every single month. You can see here from February, March, April, and May, there was almost neck and neck. Sales and active listings, like there was nothing left over at the end of the month. But that number has been increasing. Look at the gap now between active listings, which is in gray, and sales. Same thing with new listings. The gap is increasing every single month between them, which is good if you are a buyer, which means, you know, less chaos, less panic in the market. Not so good if you're on the selling side. But the market has not crashed. Like, the sellers are still fine. It's just you're probably not going to get 30, 40 offers unless you price your property really ridiculously low. Okay, now let's look at the actual numbers. As I said before, July was actually even slower than February by 2 sales. Yeah, it's not good. The peak of the market was actually in June. Most other cities have covered the market peaked in May, but Milton actually had higher sales in the month of June. So that's a pretty big drop. Now, let's look at prices, right? Because everybody wants to know what the prices are. Prices are down. Prices are down. They actually peaked for detached homes. They peaked in actually March. Like, look at the numbers. March, April, almost the same. And they started going down, I would say, in June. Like, they had a big drop from May to June. Now, a detached homes on average is selling for $1.32 million. And at the peak of the market, that would be in March, it was selling for 1.41. That is a big drop in only a matter of a few months. I'll show you like freehold townhouses and condos in just a second. But a few key other stats I want to show you, because I want to show you stuff that maybe you won't find somewhere else. So it's worth your while, stopping over and watching these videos. At least I want to add some value to the information I give. Okay, right now in Milton on the Toronto MLS, there are 316 homes available, and a lot of them have been on the market for longer than 2 weeks. Actually, 196 of them have been on the market for longer than 2 weeks, and 141 of them have been on the market for longer than 3 weeks. Now, why am I showing you this? The reason I'm showing you this is because all you're going to see in social media ads and stuff is the stuff that's selling in 2-3 days, $100,000 over asking. But that's not really giving you the full picture of what's going on in Milton, because there are like almost 50% of homes have been on the market for longer than 3 weeks. So something to keep in mind if you're selling or buying, right? It's important for both. And in July, 133 listings were canceled. Now, it makes sense that if the market is so busy, there would be no reason to cancel the listing because it would just sell. So if the cancellations are going up, which means the market is slowing down. I covered this in previous videos. Like, the two main reasons a listing gets canceled is, number one, the seller just had a change of plans. They don't want to sell anymore. Or the second reason might be that they are canceling and they're going to relist it as a new listing because maybe it was sitting on the market for too long. People started losing interest. So they cancel it and then they're like, you know what, maybe just a fresh start. And out of the 316 available listings right now, 52 of them have to drop their price because they were not getting the price they were hoping for. So these two numbers, the cancellations and the price changes, were almost next to nothing back in April and May because everything was selling. So no need to change the price. But that's starting to change. That's why I want to show you those stats, because that kind of gives you a better picture of how the market is doing. Now, I want to do a 5-year comparison in just a second, but there are always people who are saying that everything is selling with multiple offers, and that's true. That's just become the norm. That's just become the way of doing business now. So I don't know if we'll ever escape that, but that number is also going down. That number peaked in May. 63% of listings sold above asking price in the month of May. Then it went down to 54%, and in July it was 28%. So that number is also going down. Something to keep in mind if you are thinking of selling, because if someone's promising you that they're going to sell your house in 3 days with 45 offers, the only way that's going to happen is if you price your property really, really low. And I mean, that's not rocket science. Like, so it's not really adding any value or any skill, to what needs to be done to sell a house. Okay, let's do a 5-year comparison. As I said before, right now we're sitting at $1.32 million. So this is July to July only, like July 2019 to July 2020, all the way to July 2023. So I'm trying to give apples to apples comparison. Right now we're sitting at 1.32 for a detached house. Last July it was at 1.31, so not much change. In 2021 it was at 1.28, but the big difference was going from 2019 to 2021. Look at that price, from $900,000 all the way to $1.28 million in 2 years. Freehold townhouses, back then, same thing. The biggest jump was from 2019 to 2021, going from $642,000 all the way to $856,000. Right now, we're sitting at $918,000. And condo buildings only, back in 2019, you could get one for about $453,000. And now we are sitting at about $667,000. By the way, if you want more detailed update, like you want to know what's happening in your neighborhood in Milton, because some neighborhoods are doing better than others, send me a text, or you can go to my website and fill out a quick form, say, hey, I want updates for this neighborhood, and I'll send it back to you free of cost, of course. And if you need any help buying or selling, you can call or text me here. I'll see you later. Thanks. Bye.